Here's something I didn't know until I was in my 30s. Mangoes are supposed to be peeled like bananas. Oh, look at that! Oh, wow!
We've been peeling our mangoes incorrectly. By the way, this is the size of a mango these days. Not too long ago, we've tried a hack to open a mango, and that actually worked pretty perfectly, which was the twisting thing. This one is even easier. The way to peel off a mango is you're going to score the mango into quarters. So I'm going to do one on this side, and then one on the back, if that makes any sense. But you're not supposed to go too deep, so you're supposed to just pierce just enough. I'm going to use this really sharp part of the knife. Do you see? I need a sharper knife. It does seem like you need a pretty sharp knife for this because you're only supposed to cut the skin. Like you end up going accidentally too deep, if that makes any sense. As you can see, I scored it this way, and then I'm gonna turn it to the side. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I better look up the word mango on TikTok and Instagram Reels and see what are the breaking news. The easiest way to score it, if you're gonna try this, is to actually use this corner of the knife. That actually works really well to score it, because look at this, it's pretty clean. If this works, we will be able to peel off a mango in one go. No way. There's no way. Guys, that's my brain malfunctioning. You can peel off a mango. What? Do you see how I'm not even making any effort? It just comes off perfectly. This has to be. Guys, look how thin this is. You're not losing anything. And inside, look at this. Perfectly peeled, ready to eat mango. It takes 10 seconds. Done. You literally just pull. I have an entire peeled mango. Not even one tiny little bit of like skin. A perfect job. But this is, I guess, in the scenario in which you want to just eat it, like bite into it and then throw the rest in the trash. This is superior. Mangoes is like 50% chance it's gonna taste like funky water, 50% is gonna taste like tropical paradise, you know? Tropical paradise.
If you want to work out a way to make your pancakes, watch out, babe, look all like this, like all the same size and perfect. You cook the first one in this pot and then you flip it into there. Look at that! So good!
I will actually lose my mind if there was a better way to make pancakes than I just didn't know. So it turns out making pancakes the regular way, you know, putting the batter, trying to make a circle, this is all wrong, because according to this, all you need is your frying pan. So imagine you're making this on the stove. Using a small non-stick pan, you want to pour it into a smaller container first, and this will shape your pancakes. Kind of like Play-Doh, you know? Like this is the shape that it's going to come out. So let's see. I mean, that's it. Should we do a little more? Ooh, that's gonna be a thick pancake. I hope it works. So I'm gonna let this cook for however long this takes. There's no way it's going to come out, right? I did use non-stick spray, and I'm gonna use some on this side as well. And all these surfaces are non-stick. If you're gonna try this with stainless steel, I've done that, and it doesn't work. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It's perfect! It's a perfect pancake! It's like those Japanese style thick pancakes. It's super bouncy and like crispy but soft. It's like the perfect pancake. Okay, I'm gonna let it cook on this side, but like this 100% works. I've never made a pancake that looks like this. And it's actually pretty quick because as this one finishes cooking, you can start a new one. You pour some batter. I'm trying to make a thinner one because I don't want all of them to be huge. You can make a sandwich out of this. You could slice it like bread. Let's see if it also works with a smaller pancake. 1, 2. Oh, I used too much strength. So this one wasn't quite there yet. The good news is still clean. Not so clean. This was my first try. You know those viral Japanese style pancakes? How did we make it in like 20 seconds? It's so perfect that I can't even film this in a way that gives this fully justice. Like it is a perfect pancake on both sides. Like this is a pancake straight out of a cartoon. The kind of pancake that Donald Duck would be eating on a cartoon, you know? Oh, I think it is actually. It's a perfectly cooked pancake. Look at that, fluffy in the center. You could open a restaurant. very chewy and fluffy in the center. It's a very cake-style pancake. I have no words, guys. I really truly have no words. This is 100% approved. Sometimes we gotta show our failures too. This one splattered completely, but still, it produces a really nice pancake. Like, if you ignore this, I just wanted to show you because I thought it was funny. And you can cook it longer, you can cook it less, and it just works. We've been making pancakes wrong. This will change the world for 3-year-olds.
And the quicker you come to terms with cutting those sweet potatoes down the middle, slapping them in the oven at 400 degrees for an hour.
Streets are saying that we've been eating our sweet potatoes incorrectly. The new improved way to eat your sweet potatoes is a whole lot easier. This is going viral in so many parts of the internet. There has to be some truth to it. And all you have to do is the following. You grab some parchment paper, you grab a baking tray or whatever, something to put in the oven. No oil, nothing. You want to slice your sweet potato in half. Hold up. You know what, it's fine. So this has to be perfectly sliced in half, like you want a 50-50 split. I don't know how we got there, but we did get there. If you've done this correctly, you have a perfect 50-50 split on your sweet potato. This is it. This is all you have to do. Tray, parchment paper, one sweet potato, another sweet potato, and that's it. The key here is actually neglect. My parents raising me. Mom and dad, I'm joking. And to my therapist. So we got a 50-50 split with the sweet potato. We're gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna bake it at a pretty low temperature, around 350. And this is supposed to cook for 1 hour. Don't move it, don't touch it, don't go and check. You cannot do anything. From the moment you put it down on the tray, that's it. And I will check in with you guys in around an hour. And here we've got our sweet potatoes straight from the oven. Do I lift them? It's really interesting because they look caramelized. The bottom is like caramelized. Hold up. Oh my god. I mean, that looks pretty incredible. I've never seen sweet potato that is shiny caramelized. This feels like creme brulee sweet potato. It's crunchy. Like you have to break and then super soft on the inside. What the hell? I am so speechless. It's almost like a dessert now. This tastes like candied marshmallow sweet potatoes. 100%. This actually is, for real, a new improved way for me to cook my sweet potatoes. If you already know about this, great. It doesn't need oil, it doesn't need seasoning. That's the crazy part. If you're worried about the skin, look at this. It just comes right off. You can peel off the entire sweet potato, essentially in one go.
I can't deal with my mom. Why are you recooking the sushi?
Because it's not seasoned. I've just seasoned it.
We do things our own way in a Nigerian household.
That's a raw fish now.
It's a raw fish, so you're
Cook the
cooking
fish.
it. If you don't like sushi, you don't have to like sushi.
Nobody should
You
eat
can't
it.
recreate the sushi. You can't recreate it.
If when I finish cooking this, yeah, and you eat it, you will beg me that this is how you want to be eating sushi.
This is $20 worth of sushi. This is a lot even for me. This is too much of a food crime. I have a fear of raw sushi basically. So would this be a way that I would eat sushi going forward? Maybe. Do I see any parasites coming out of the sushi? No. I believe this is cream cheese raw salmon sushi. In the video, they basically let it crisp up entirely, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I want it to be fully cooked. It'll be fine. It's getting a nice color. I think it could be a little bit darker. So I'm gonna flip them now. They're starting to look really good. It smells like toasted rice. It still smells like Japanese food. Yeah, it smells like teppanyaki. Guys, this is starting to look incredible. There's such a nice sear on the sushi. On camera, it looks more pale than it actually is in real life. In real life, there's a nice sear on it already. Maybe it needs a little bit more oil. I have no idea what to expect, but there is a possibility that we've been eating it wrong and it's actually nicer, you know? Okay. In my opinion, I think this is perfect. I don't want to go darker than this, because I think it might be too much. Okay, it's getting really dark. Okay, we gotta stop. Okay, I'm trying to do my best at showing you, but this is kind of what it looks like. I didn't want to get carried away because I was afraid it was going to lose its shape and then we can still eat it with chopsticks, which I very much wanted to. But I feel like I gave it a good sear. Okay, so let's give it a try. I'm gonna go for the one with the biggest sear, which is this one. So here it is. Oh my god, it's so good! For me, it still needs the ginger and everything. It still needs the toppings. It is 100% delicious. Even the vegetarian sushi that I always eat, this is better. I've been eating sushi wrong. Life-changing. Give it a try, but don't skip. This one's still a little pink. Don't skip the soy sauce and the wasabi. It is 100% approved. If the next time you go to the movie theater, snacks is the only thing in your bag, you're doing it wrong. You also need one of these. So this is like a spritzer bottle that I got from Walmart. This was like, I don't know, $3 or something. This is also the only one they had. It is slightly too big when you hide this in your bag to go to the movie theater, but the general idea still remains the same. When you get your popcorn and then usually go to the butter fountain, instead of putting the butter on here, you put it in the spraying bottle in your bag. As you eat, you refresh the popcorn with more butter. This is genius because it doesn't cost anything and all you have to do is put one of these in your bag. A much smaller one, but we're gonna test it out. Here's a fun fact that some of you might not know. I looked it up and the movie theater popcorn is actually made with coconut oil and not butter. But I'm doing a blend of butter and coconut oil. So let me just add. Yes, I could have just bought coconut oil. And to the coconut oil and butter, I'm gonna add some butter flavoring. Yes, this is a thing. That's it. Now I'm gonna grab my little glass container, and if you're gonna say, this is not food grade, you know what else isn't food grade? Anything that I cook in my kitchen. So I'm gonna use one of these so I don't make a mess. And then here goes our butter, coconut oil, and butter flavoring. Obviously, at the movie theaters, this is a lot easier because this is a crazy amount of butter. At the movie theater, you just get to use whatever they have on the fountain, so you don't have to make this blend. I feel like Oppenheimer. Okay, I think that'll be good. Now, I'm going to put the lid on our spritzing bottle. And at the movie theater, guys, obviously don't go and do this openly. Try not to show them the spraying bottle because otherwise they're gonna find a way to stop this and we're not gonna be able to do this anymore and the fun will be ruined. If you do it correctly, you're going to get the movie theater butter coconut oil mixture, and then let's say you're in the movies, you've eaten the top popcorn, and then suddenly there's no more butter flavor because the butter always stays in the bottom and the top, and in the middle is completely flavorless. You reach to your bag and you just go. I hope this works. Please tell me it works. I might be. Oh my god, it works perfectly. You guys see? Look, it even works at a distance. You can butter the person behind you. You're welcome. This is incredible. And then you put it away. That is 100% what they use. Coconut oil and butter flavoring. You don't believe me, but try it. This is 100% real, and it is truly something we've been doing wrong, which is instead of buttering the top and the bottom layer of your popcorn, now you can butter the entire thing as you eat it, with practically $0 extra. Last year we tried a hack in which apparently we can eat kiwi with the skin on. I want to start by mentioning that, but this one is actually about cutting it and presenting it. Instead of cutting this in half completely, we're going to imagine a line that splits it in top and bottom half, and then we're going to use our knife and make diagonal cuts to that line, all in the same direction. I forgot to mention, you also want to make sure that it goes pretty deep, so like do push the knife in. It kind of results in something like this, like a 360 diagonal lines. Place the knife in a way that it connects these lines. Look at this. That's it. Essentially, you make cuts in the opposite direction. That's all it is. It's pretty easy because it's not like a kiwi is huge. So I will say maybe the whole thing takes maybe a minute, beginning to end. I don't have a lot of patience for this stuff. You guys know, like, I really do need my life to be easier so I have more time to do what I do best, which is playing Pokopia. So that's it. So when you're done, you kind of create these lines. It looks kind of ugly, I'm not gonna lie. But if this has worked, this will split the kiwi in half perfectly. 3, 2, 1. That is so cool. That's pretty impressive. Would you look at this? In 1 minute, you actually transformed this into looking completely different and just very interesting to look at. Now you might be thinking, how the hell do you remove the skin? Because it's obviously difficult. That's why I started this by telling you that the skin of the kiwi is actually edible. Try it, it's crunchy, it tastes nice. Even though it doesn't look like, because it's hairy. And it kind of looks like you're munching on hairy balls, you know?
Oh, that's no. In the sense that...
Yep. I'm not sure if this is entirely like we've been cutting it wrong, but I guess kind of, because it takes almost the same amount of time and visually it looks so superior. It's also more like a presentation hack. So I want to create a new series instead of being like foods that we're not preparing correctly, foods that we might be preparing correctly, but there is a scenario in which we could improve them, mostly the presentation of them. If that's something you want to watch, give the video a like. Have we been cutting kiwis incorrectly? Kind of. You know what? I'm gonna give it to them. I'm in a good mood today. I think this looks really cool.
Never had soft serve dipped in butter before. Took it, they dip it in the butter, and then there's a hard shell surrounding it, and the butter actually hardens right on top of the soft serve. And then they take the salt and they sprinkle it right on top.
Popular options for an ice cream coating on top: strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, fudge. That's about it. How about we've been thinking about the coating of this ice cream wrong? Because according to some people, and this is a real thing, melted butter. So something is supposed to happen when you add melted butter on top of this ice cream. The butter becomes like a shell. So we're gonna try it. My ice cream straight into butter. Oh, please tell me it fits. I didn't think it was not gonna fit. It's the suction. Oh my god. I might have to do it like this. Oh. It has worked. Wait a second, I didn't think this all the way through. Then you're supposed to add some salt on top. Oh my god, it has become a hard shell. The butter is fully solidified and it looks like you actually paid for a hard shell. You know how Dairy Queen does the hard shells? It looks like that. That is pretty damn weird. I enjoy a hard shell on an ice cream. It's actually my favorite part, so I can see myself enjoying this. However, it's butter, so the texture will be right, but the flavor, I don't know. Oh my god, that is so good. Do you see? It creates a real shell around the ice cream. You can crack it with your fingers. It is salty. It is very delicious. It does not taste like you're eating about 1,000 calories, but you definitely are. It's dangerously delicious. I'm gonna say something crazy. This is superior to chocolate or strawberry hard shells from the Dairy Queen. I can see this becoming a huge thing. It's that delicious. Do people know about this? Because if they don't, this is going to change lives. Satisfying to dive into the creaminess in the center and then crunch up on the butter outside. It's truly crunchy. My favorite hard shell ice cream I've ever had. Nothing compares to melted butter. And obviously you can put this back in the fridge. I put a little bit too much and I was wasteful, but it was because I wasn't really thinking. The amount of people who have sent me this new way to make pancakes, part of it is because this has kind of been everywhere recently. Long story short, you've been flipping your pancakes incorrectly. It's not supposed to take that much effort, which, I don't know, I guess I kind of believe. Your pan is supposed to be kind of hot because when the pancake goes in, it's supposed to form a crust pretty quickly before the top starts to cook. I'm using a chocolate pancake batter, but I am going to coat my spatula with coconut oil because I know I've been here. I've been here before. We put the batter, a crust is formed, and then we flip and the raw part automatically moves in. I'm gonna do the whole batter in one go. 1, 2. You know what? Okay, now it's supposed to form a crust in the bottom. So let me increase the temperature. Oh my god, it's not gonna work. The top is still supposed to be runny, so don't even think about cooking. Like, I don't want to see no cooking bubbles. It's starting to bubble up a little bit. Okay, I think it's ready. Okay, I'm gonna try to flip it. Oh, it is. Oh. 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 Task failed successfully? Let me lower the temperature now. I'm gonna attempt to do this one more time. Okay, no, this time actually working. Are you joking? So the roast is in the bottom and then... Oh, what if I told you it kind of worked in a way that is not gonna match your aesthetic? But it did the thing. I think I flipped it too soon. I don't have more pancake batter and now I'm covered in chocolate. See, the top is cooked because it was the bottom. It just shouldn't be so scrambly looking. You know what? Maybe I'll eat it from the pan. Matter of fact, I might not even eat it. I mean, we did cook it. Me when I lie. It's nice. I know you've heard about chocolate pancakes, but what about Texas Roadhouse steak-shaped pancakes? I will say this technique results in a much fudgier pancake. It might be because I cooked it wrong. This pancake is almost like a brownie batter. It's very interesting. What if I told you? It's pretty undercooked, but in a way that works. In a way that if I get sick, it might be worth it. You know, do I think this works? I think so. On my second flip, I finally got the hang of it, but obviously there's no more batter and I'm not gonna waste another one because why is the pancake batter moving on the frying pan on its own? Let's say you go to 7-Eleven and you get the raspberry and the, I don't know what the other one is. You want to get the two colors of the slushie, but obviously going to 7-Eleven, you're getting one slushie. I have done this before where I actually mix the two of them. I'm not a big fan of it. Like, it seems like a good idea in the moment. Then you go to the car and you're like, this tastes like when I was 6 years old and I was mixing Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite at birthday parties and I called it my special mix. So many signs that something was wrong, you know? Don't do that, you're doing it wrong. So this new way is, let's say this is your 7-Eleven cup. This is the only plastic cup I had at home. I don't know. Let's say you go for the blue raspberry slushie. That goes in the bottom. This one is my favorite flavor. You guys know, I want to bathe in this. There's something about it. I must have like a vitamin C deficiency or something. Or in this case, a red 40 deficiency. Now, instead of simply adding the red flavor on top and then it's obviously eventually going to mix, you grab the lid of your cup, which in my case, it's not the perfect size. Grab the lid and you place it in between. So I just gotta remember the hole is on here, but on the 7-Eleven ones, the hole is actually in the center. And then you can finally add your second flavor of slushie. This will be a lot easier at the movie theater or at 7-Eleven because it's not as DIY as here. You put the lid on top again, so imagine your lid actually fits. And you've got the two flavors of slushie that no longer mix together. Now you might be asking, how the hell am I going to enjoy this? At 7-Eleven, the hole is in the center, and then the hole will be in the center in the middle one as well, because it's the same size. Let me see if I can find the hole. Wait, I found the hole. So I'm all the way to the bottom of my slushy drink. So if this works, I will be sipping on the blue raspberry, despite the straw being on the top one. Mine is very solid because I just got it out of the freezer. 100% it works! There's zero contamination. You can literally see, I didn't think the visual would be so strong. As you sip on it, this will become empty. And it actually creates a gap, so this will eventually become empty. When you fully finish with the blue raspberry, you can just move the straw up and you'll be able to have the red part. This is with no waste and just a little bit of macroplastics. This is 100% approved. There's very few people who have this specific issue and I happen to be one of them. So to me, life-changing. I will always use this going forward because I never know which one of the flavors I want and I don't like them mixing. How have we never, like people have been having slushies for 1600s? All these centuries, and nobody's come up with this until now. What a time to be alive. You might be thinking, what, next you're gonna tell me that I've been making sandwiches wrong? You've been making sandwiches wrong. You might be wondering, why would you do this? And I think it's a combination of some people like the texture of the crust only, and also a low-carb diet, because you're not eating all of this, which is most of the carbs. So you're having real bread, but you're removing most of the carbs. So I'm not offended at this like people are, because I think you can still use this to make stuffing, to make, I don't know, there's so many uses for something like this. Even though I can only think of one. You want to scoop the sandwich as much as you can. I've traveled a lot and I've seen people do different things in different places. It's really hard for me to truly be shocked with something food-wise, considering this is my job, you know? If I showed this to any of my European friends, I would be scared for my life. Let's put it that way. But also, live a little, you know? Vis and pas. So this is our sandwich. And guys, I must keep it in. I can't laugh yet. I can see through the bread. No, I'm gonna like it. Okay, gotta keep an open mind, otherwise this is pointless. Now, what we're gonna do that is different than most sandwiches is we just actually going to fill it up with more veggies and more meat. Yep, that smells real funky. So anyways, so I'm gonna get this ham and just line the bottom of the sandwich. So do you see, even though I'm using so much meat, like this is half of the package, there's still so much space. So in a way, I understand why people do this. My favorite part of a sandwich is also the filling. Like, I don't really care that much for the bread. Look at that, there's still all this space for sauce and all other stuff. For vegetables, I've got a chopped salad here. This is a kale salad, a Caesar salad. So this is lettuce. Also guys, it is easier to build it this way. I know I'm gonna be on my own. I'm fighting for my life here because everyone thinks that this is ridiculous, but look at this. I put so much lettuce on here and it doesn't make a mess. I hate to say it, but this is somebody cooked. There's essentially a whole ass salad in here. Like, when can you add breadcrumbs in the middle of a sandwich, you know? I'm gonna do a whole packet of Caesar dressing. You could never add this much sauce in a regular sandwich. I mean, you could, but it would just make a mess. I can place this sandwich vertically. They should do this at Subway. Now I'm gonna do some cheese. And this is so much easier also than preparing individual sandwiches, you know what I mean? I think they cooked, guys. I really do. And there's still space. Like, what else do we need in here? I'm gonna do a little more ham for the young bodybuilder. Definitely not for the young person on Ozempic. Look how much stuff there's in this sandwich, and there's space for more. I'm gonna do a little bit of Caesar dressing, and by a little bit, we know. I'm gonna sprinkle a little salad on top. Like, this is Chipotle, you know? That tiny droplet of salad that makes people think I'm eating vegetables and not a bowl of rice. Have you ever seen a sandwich that is filled to this degree without making a mess? And you put the lid on it, it's so clean. And can I tell you something? I could have filled it more. So let's slice it now. It's almost shocking how easy this slices. Guys, we ended up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sandwiches. Like, imagine how much longer it would have taken you to do this. I want to get one in the middle. That's how much I believe in this. It's perfect. Look at the pockets, the veggies. This is so much better than making a sandwich. Nothing drops. Okay, ignore that. Next time, I want to fill it up even more. And look at this. Every single slice just perfect. We've just been making sandwiches the regular way just because this is better. And also, if you want to cut down on carbs, what a great way to start. Most of the times we come into these new improved ways half joking. We don't really believe that it's gonna work, except this time around, I really do believe this is a huge improvement to cooking eggs. And here's why. First of all, let me use a little bit of non-stick spray. I don't like egg whites, but I do like scrambled eggs, so I like it when it's mixed with egg yolks. So I can't believe I've never thought of this. Let's say you're making 2 eggs. You either do like a regular fried egg where you've got the egg whites and the egg yolk, or you do a scrambled egg. This is both in one. First egg goes in. The second egg, you gotta preserve the egg yolk. So you wanna only release the egg whites, which is not very easy. So you wanna save this. Before this starts cooking, you wanna start scrambling it. You don't have to overthink this part. So what you essentially wanna do is get rid of the egg whites until everything just looks like regular scrambled eggs. Mine are not perfect, but you get the idea. Why are mine so pale? We'll be fine. Then you finally release the egg yolk on top of it. And that's it. You don't move it too much because it's supposed to stay soft-ish. We've got the best of a scrambled egg and the best part of a fried egg. People would think all the time. You're welcome. It's been around for a minute. I hope this is cooked. Okay, I was gonna come in and be hateful. I decided before I pressed record, the hate is starting to pump through my veins. As it turns out, I might have no reason to be hateful because I've got scrambled eggs, a runny soft egg yolk. You'll be able to see this, but look at this. It moves as one solid unit. That's pretty weird. Do you see the egg yolk? It's super runny still. You kind of get the best of both worlds. This really truly only makes sense for people who don't like egg whites. I genuinely cannot stand the texture and the flavor of an egg white. This is actually perfect. Oh, I was trying to show you, but I made a mess. Okay, let's give it a try. This was possible. This was possible. This has been possible my entire life. I know you might be on the fence, you might be like, I'm not really seeing it, because I was as well. It's one of those hacks that it only works in terms of flavor, so you have to taste it to really see. I really mean that. Scramble one of the eggs and save the egg yolk and then put it on top after. That's it. A creamy, runny egg yolk. The best scrambled eggs. This is 100% a new, improved way to eat eggs. What else next?
You know when you finish a jar of pickles, the leftover juice? Never throw it out. Instead, top it up with some tahini, about equal amounts. Give it a good shake. And you're left with the most incredible dip. Look at that. Serve with crudité for the easiest dip.
In a way, this is not really a food that you've been eating wrong because you haven't really been eating it. I see an improvement to you guys' life. You might not believe this, and that's fine. I'm okay with people just not believing, and whatever, the world keeps spinning. I genuinely want to find things that you find interesting to watch, obviously. Most importantly, things that will improve your life. That really is it. That's why these videos exist. I'll do the research and then I'll present it to you with evidence, you know? So you know when you buy pickles, when you get to the end of the pickles, you're usually left with some of the juice, but there's still a solid amount because not all of it comes out when you get the pickles. Personally, I could drink this. I really truly love it that much. Let's be honest, we throw it away. That's what happens. If you mix an equal parts of tahini, just sesame seeds blended, I think. Let me see, ingredients. Sesame seeds blended, that's literally it. 50% pickle juice, 50% tahini. It's supposed to be like a top tier salad dressing, sauce to dip stuff, to put in your sandwiches. There's just so many uses to it. It's a pretty simple process, so I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, let me try to imagine. This is about half. So you wanna pour the tahini into the pickle juice. That is around 50-50. It's especially crazy because it doesn't look like it will emulsify. It also looks like you put peanut butter and Nickelodeon slime together. Wait, is pickle juice green? I have no idea. Is it green or is it yellow? I'm gonna close this, and this is my favorite part, is that it's preserved in here. And according to this lady, this will emulsify. Wait, it mixes pretty quickly. You guys saw it, I only shook it one time and immediately emulsified. It's so creamy! It's really creamy. Look how smooth it is. This is an insane texture. It's the creamiest, smoothest texture that you can imagine. I've got some leaves here, and I'm just gonna add this on top. But obviously you can dip something into it. That would be a good idea too. Actually, I don't feel like salad. Okay, I've got some potato chips here. So I'm gonna grab a potato chip and I'm gonna dip it in our... Look at the creaminess of it. Do you see? It's like the perfect texture for a sauce. That is the most unique, exceptional, creamy, sweet, tangy sauce I've ever had. It is so good. It's such a unique flavor. It does not need anything else. It's literally perfect. It's the greatest dip I think I've ever had with a potato chip. That was so easy. We made it in literally 3 seconds. For the rest of my life, when I finish a jar of pickles, this is what I will do to them. Oh, a chicken tender on here would be amazing. I'm not sure you're familiar with these caramel flan puddings. These were very popular when I was growing up in Portugal, but I actually don't see them very often these days. The point is, you've been eating them wrong. Instead of eating this as a dessert, which is the way it's supposed to be eaten, this is so crazy that I cannot believe this is like a real thing. Turns out, you're going to want to put your flan in a cup instead. So... anyways, let's ignore the mess. To our pudding, we're going to add some milk. You can add oat milk. I just use regular milk because this is what I like. We're going to use our whisk. Okay, it's kind of working, but also not. I don't know if you can see, but the chunks really don't want to blend. It's pretty thick. It's almost like a custard, which I wasn't expecting. To this, I'm going to add a double shot of espresso. Should we mix again? Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to mix it. When you're done, you're supposed to be left with this really syrupy, thick drink that is kind of an alternative to having a latte. I will say it's a little bit too thick for me, so I might have messed up the ratios. Let's give it a try. Oh my god, that is so good. It is too thick for me. Maybe a taller glass I think would have helped here, but I need a little bit more milk just to make it a little more runny. I think this will make it better. Yes, now we're talking. It's still thick and like syrupy, but it's not eating blended pudding. It's very delicious. It's not crazy sweet at all. I'm not even gonna lie, it's like a solid 8 out of 10. I'm not gonna say we've been eating these wrong entirely because I do think eating them is a completely different experience, but this is definitely new use that I didn't know. Cheers. I'm gonna need a bigger glass. My mango has been boiling for a long time to the point where all the water from the pot has evaporated. So I think it's honestly been maybe like 90 minutes, but I'm not sure if it's because my mango is very ripe. It's still tough. I would love to tell if this mango is ready to be eaten or ripe, but I'm colorblind for these exact shades. So it turns out we've been eating mangoes wrong, because if you boil your mango in water, it's supposed to make it taste like mango pudding. That's a big statement, so let's see what happens. Does it cut easy? Oh my god, it's so hot. I can't even cut through it. Something is happening. Oh! It made like an exploding sound. And I know people eat mango with rice. Is it kind of like this? Is it cooked? I don't know. Interesting. I'm not really sure how to explain what the texture is like. Gummy almost. Like I thought it was gonna be so creamy that I can have it with a spoon. I guess I can. Let's give it a try. I like it. I wish it was cooked for longer. It's very sweet. And there is a pudding-like to it. But in my opinion, my mom makes boiled pears. It has some of the same notes, which is almost jam-like flavor. I like it. Will I ever do this again? No, and it might be because my mango, it honestly just took too long. It was too much of my time invested in waiting for this damn mango to get soft, to only get gummy-like. Now if you're wondering, can you remove the peel easy? No, you can't, but you can eat it. Honestly, is mango peel toxic?
Mango peel isn't strictly toxic, but it contains a chemical called urushiol, which is the same compound found in poison ivy and poison oak. If you are sensitive to urushiol, eating the peel can cause an allergic reaction, like a rash or swelling. Because of this risk, most people prefer to just eat the sweet fruit inside.
Maybe I'll just eat the mango the normal way. ever tried poaching an egg? It might be just me, but something about it tells me that there is a better way to do it. This is one of those things where when someone tells me, you've been doing it wrong, I'm like, yeah, take me to jail. I was 100% guilty. Because whenever you poach an egg and then you swirl the water, and I know all the hacks, I lose around 30% of the egg in the water. And then when I get it out, it doesn't feel right. Something about it, I don't like it. I think you use these sifts for making cocktails, you know? It's like one of the tiny ones. Put it on the edge, and then you crack the egg into this. And this metal mesh, apparently it's strong enough that the egg is not gonna fall through. How do I know this? I don't. I'm about to find out in real time. So let's see. The egg is gonna go right through it, right? Can't even crack an egg. Oh my god, it actually does hold. It holds perfectly. Like, not a single drip. You know what? I'm gonna put the lid, and the water is not boiling because... Oh! Okay, this will be okay. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Actually, my circus and my monkeys. So I'm just gonna let it cook 4 minutes. That's how long I poach an egg for usually. I like it a little bit soft in the center. Actually, I like it really soft in the center. Remember when I said I didn't eat raw sushi? A lot of things about me don't make sense. I set up a timer for 4 minutes because that's how long usually I like my eggs to be cooked for, except this one still looked raw, so it's actually been around 10 minutes. Not around, exactly 10 minutes. Do you see all this foam on top? Like, look at this. It still creates all this weird foam that I find the reason why I needed an upgrade version. So I'm not sold. It is a little ominous. First of all, it makes a mess. Guys, I don't think it's cooked all the way. I'm not sure actually, it might be. I've got my bagel here that is now cold because this took so long. So let's see. Guys, I'm so mad. First of all, I lost some of my egg. How is it raw and solid at the same time? This is supposed to be our upgraded poached egg. It's still jiggly, the white part is jiggly on top, and then it's overcooked in the bottom. It results in something that is so weird and 100% not how I like my poached egg. The top part is raw, the bottom part is boiled. None of them is edible. It might be rage bait, I think.
Like, I've been cutting cakes wrong my whole life. Instead of cutting down into a cake, if you cut in from the side, you won't have any of those cake crumbs dragging through the frosting, so you'll have a cleaner slice and you're gonna look like a total baking rock star.
I kind of understand what's going on here, but I also don't understand it at the same time. When you cut a cake... Is that a fly on my cake? Get your own cake! Anyways, so when you're slicing cake and you cut it from the top, essentially you squish down the cake and it makes it really crumbly. But if you slice it vertically, apparently, allegedly, according to this, it actually keeps the crumbs away, so it'll result in a much cleaner cake. How do we know if this works for real? How would I slice the cake normally? Just like this. I'm not doing anything crazy. This is how I always slice cake. So here it is. This is actually a great cake to test this with. Carrot cake is pretty soft and it kind of falls apart a lot. I'm just cleaning the plate. Like, I want this to be for real. Now, are there a lot of crumbs here? Yes, there are. You see how the edges are not very precise? Like, they're a little bit like falling apart. There's crumbs on the plate. You know, this is a realistic way of slicing a cake. Fully turn it around. I'm not even gonna touch that edge. This is so silly. Imagine it's your birthday. You're like, oh, let me slice the cake. And you start doing this goofy stuff. I cannot take this seriously. I also think this is making more crumbs, but maybe I'm wrong. Actually, the knife is pretty clean. This is our slice of cake cut vertically. And here it is. I would be lying if I didn't say that it's a lot less crumbly and it does look more precise. It's not a huge difference. And I think if I do a side-by-side, maybe it will make it a little bit easier. Sometimes it's easier for me to realize after. I'm showing the best side of both. So this is the first one, the one using the regular way of cutting cakes. And this is the second one. I hate to say it, but it looks a lot better. One of them looks like the kind of stuff that you'd post on like a food blog. The other one looks like the kind of stuff that you have at your cousin's 13-year-old birthday party. This is strangely accurate. I would never do it again. I do believe there's some truth to it. This is not gonna work, and I'm not even fully prepared for this one. I didn't get the rest of the ingredients because I don't think this will go past stage 1. Apparently, we've been eating our tortilla wraps, your flour tortillas, whatever it is, incorrectly. I know, if you're watching this from Mexico, lo entiendo. Here's the thing, you're supposed to grab your tortilla, a pizza cutter, and then cut kind of like this. What do you do with this? Make a mini one for your cat. And if you put this in the toaster, there ain't no way. Apparently, this is going to become a pocket. And in that pocket, like a pita, you can put stuff in, like cheese, ham, salad, whatever it is. Like you can make a little crunchy little sandwich. My toaster is actually not too big, so I don't really know. What the hell? Something is already on fire. I've never seen the inside of a toaster, but there is something scary looking going on here. Release. 1, 2, 3, release them. Guys, this is too big. I have to cut more. My toaster is pretty small. The system is the same. I don't know. I'm not even gonna check. Now, I do think my tortillas are too big for my toaster, which I didn't anticipate, so I'm gonna see if I have some in my cupboard. I should have more tortillas. I'm about to waste 2 perfectly tortillas just to try this stupid thing that is probably not even gonna work. I think these might be corn, actually. I don't know if that makes a difference. So I'm gonna remove the top like I told you. Exactly the same, and I'm gonna place it right on here. It's stuck. It will not come out. I cannot come in, I cannot come out. Guys, oh my god, I lost half of it. Let me ask the audience. What does the audience think? Does this look like there's a pocket in here? Let me wait for the second one. There is a tiny 1% possibility that the second one is working. I do see something opening up a little bit. I don't want to speak too soon. No quiero hablar muy pronto. Yeah, it's starting to toast up, so I'm gonna say this is it. Okay, I'm gonna release it really slow. I meant really fast. Guys, this looks like my Hogwarts acceptance letter. You might be thinking, can you open it up now? No, you can't. I don't think this person is lying. I think if I stand here and I cut this as many times, wait for that one time where it's going to work, and then I film it and I post it on TikTok and I tell millions of people to do this, when I know damn well it's not the truth. That's how it makes me feel. Don't play on my profession. And that was it for today's video, guys. I think I've been filming for around 12 hours. I clocked in, and you know what? I loved every second of it. And I'm not lying, I'm truly being truthful. This feels incredibly purposeful to try things that I feel like might improve your life. So if you like this and you'd like to see another one, don't forget to give the video a like. Don't forget to subscribe and switch the notifications on. Switching the notifications on is very helpful if you want to watch a part 2. YouTube notifications are very interesting. I am subscribed to a lot of YouTube channels with notifications. They will only send you a notification if you're truly going to like the video. So if the video is something that you've already watched, if the video is something that lines up with your interests, you're not going to get a notification for every video, which I think is actually a good thing. I don't want to bother you guys too much. I could honestly make one of these a week because I have that much fun. But the only thing is, I don't want to make too many that you guys are going to be like, okay, enough. So let me know in the comment section if this is one of those situations where you don't want to see too many of these, or if this is something where I might post 4 of them and then you guys one day on a random Tuesday, you're like, when you're home from work, you just binge watch all of them. I never really know how you guys feel truly about it, because I think everyone tries to be nice to me. You don't have to be nice to me. You can tell me the truth. I am a grown-up. I can handle it. I hope you had fun. I love you guys, and I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.